anyone wonders what the fuck that was, basically, just sitting here doing my Q&A, doing my vlog, and I just look over and Nan's face is in the window. Holy shit, that just shut me up. I'm so sorry for anyone who's listening to that in full blast volume with headphones. Oh my god. And if I've given anyone a heart attack, I'm very, very sorry. Wow, that was an experience. But yeah, I got the summarise. I got told I had front row, didn't have front row. Really annoyed. Well, not really annoyed. I was still pretty much 2 rows away from Mark, but not the point. Got missold. BFI, what y'all doing? But yeah. And then after BFI, I sat and had a drink with my friend and all that kind of thing. That was very, very lovely. It's just nice to see my friends and such. But before the drink, we went downstairs to see if we could wait at stage door to see Mark. We stood outside for about 15-20 minutes. Actually, it was a fair amount of time. And it wasn't until we asked, "Oh, has Mark gone?" And apparently he went ages ago. And I'm like, security, you could have said to us, all these people who are waiting here, if you're waiting for Mark, don't bother, he has gone. Don't tell people who may not be able to stand outside for very long to stand, because people might be waiting. Actually, people were waiting for trains. My friends were waiting for trains. They could have missed their train to see Mark, who wasn't even there. So that was kind of rude. Don't have people waiting about if you don't want them there, Same thing goes, another thing, like, obviously it's not their job to tell us where he's gone, because obviously once he's done his Q&A, his job's done and over with. However, because it was a big old festival, and the festival, all the events had pretty much big celebrities or stars in them and so on and so forth, it's expected that fans are going because they like these people, they like who they're going for, and they're fans of whoever's hosting and running the events, the Q&As and such, and previews. So technically, if I was to improve upon the Radio Times TV Fest, I would honestly have it that you could, if you wanted, you could go to the event, like pay tickets to go to the event for, let's say, £20 a person or whatever it is, and if you wanted to see him afterwards, like for a meet and greet or signing, or I would happily pay an extra £5-10, because the thing is that what happens is that you usually get all the autograph hunters and such like standing outside stage door and taking up like genuine fans' times for when the stars do come out, and a lot of fans don't get to see the stars because the autograph hunters are there first. So if anyone from Radio Times or the Radio Times TV Fest are watching this, or even BFI, when it comes to like popular actors and writers and stuff doing like big events, especially in the IMAX or the NFT one, do signings, do meet and greets for an extra £5-10 a person. They would sell, honestly. And I think it's rather difficult because like a lot of people don't know, if you're going for the first time, you don't know which entrances or exits to stand at. Like if you want to catch your favourite people, and even if they're going to stop anyway. I know it's not their job for autographs and photos and stuff, because that's what conventions are for. However, when it does come to big festivals like this, like big TV festivals, have something like that, I think you should, and people will make money. Like, go for it. I think you should, and it's great for fans, especially for those who can't stand outside or stand and wait for too long, or people know when to plan their trains and underground journeys and such. You know, I think that'd be great. So that's one thing I would critique on. Apart from that, the TV festival was great all weekend. It was It was fabulous. I was going to say fantastic and fab at the same time. It just came out as fan. So that's the TV festival. That was Saturday afternoon. No, Sunday. I am losing it. It was Sunday afternoon. But whilst trying to look for Mark in the BFI, because one of my friends got a text from one of their friends saying that they spotted Mark in the BFI doing his press photo, so we went over to do a bit of a cheeky try and meet him. We didn't in the end, which is a shame. But we saw Greg Davis. We saw Greg Davis getting his photo taken for the press photos, and honestly, he waved at us. That was so fun. It was brilliant. That was absolutely amazing. Another thing that happened that, you know, you can't take away from me, which was a great memory, because the stage in the BFI IMAX took up a lot of the pathway, we couldn't just walk through the aisles to get to our side of the seats, and we weren't going all the way up to go across to come back down. So me and Mum walked over the stage to get to our side of the aisle, and people clapped. Like, if they got confused for who I was, like, if they thought, do I look like Mark Gatiss? I mean, I've been told, one of my friends has said, I confuse you for Mark Gatiss quite a lot. And I'm like, but why? Like, I know there's a few similarities in different departments, but still. That was quite iconic to me. I like that. So, yeah. Can people just clap me all the time? Just have a continuous clap? Oh no, that'd be noisy and annoying, but yeah, that was quite nice. And so after that, after the BFI weekend, after the TV festival, we went and saw a comedy about bank robbery, and I was actually quite excited for this. I was really excited for this because I've seen The Play That Goes Wrong. Big fan of that show, really love that show. I love really funny, silly slapstick comedy. I love it. I love really classic slapstick comedy. My phone's going off, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I really adore that kind of slapstick comedy, and I thought it would just be kind of the same in a comedy about bank robbery. I have a friend who's seen it 4 times. I thought, it'd be great. If they've seen it that many times, like Willingly Gone, so it must be alright. We went. It started off quite dry and quite dire, like the comedy level was quite dire to start off with, and it slowly got better, very slowly got better, and it was very funny. It was very, very funny, very Benny Hill, very Tommy Cooper type funny comedy, you know, very Laurel Hardy. But apart from that, the jokes were really, really old, and the slapstick wasn't that imaginative and all that kind of thing. Compared to The Play That Goes Wrong, the script was quite basic and unoriginal, and I don't have much to say about it, to be honest. But the one thing that really got me, that actually kind of really half triggered me, was the fact that it was quite grim. It was really, really grim, especially in the second half. And it was and we heard that from one of the staff who worked there, who kind of look after us, like getting up and down stairs and using the back entrance and so on and so forth, which was a little bit more accessible. They got told it used to be a lot darker, and I'm like, what? So if you want to know how grim it gets, 5 people get shot, 4 people die, and 2 seagulls die, and someone commits suicide. And there's a bit of sex in it too, plus foreplay and spanking. And a lot of swearing. And this is rated 5+. Let that sink in. You are allowed to watch someone get shot and bleed on stage and die by a revolving fan and commit suicide on stage, and they make a joke about that too. And you're allowed to watch foreplay from the age of 5. But not only does someone get... the revolving fan death really got me. Because not only does this person die, they throw up foam from this shaft too, to show you that he's been chopped up into pieces. Sorry if this is a bit of a spoiler, but it's been running for 3 years. If you haven't seen it, you haven't seen it by now. But this is quite important thing to show and talk about. So yeah, that kind of got me. The suicide got me quite triggery. I just felt really uncomfortable watching it. And everyone else in that theatre who laughed, yo, what is wrong with you? Like, seriously. That kind of made me uncomfortable that they took suicide and they made a joke out of it. That's not, you can't joke about that. You really can't. There's no funny way of joking about suicide. Like doing it and making a joke out of it. You know, what was it? Last night's episode of Not Going Out was brilliant. And they half made a joke about suicide, and I found that funny. You know, that was funny. That was done well, but I don't know. I don't know if it's just me being a snowflake, but I don't know. The thing is, I like dark comedy. I watch The League of Gentlemen. I watch Psychoville. I watch Inside Number 9. I was gonna say I watch 99, and I watch Funland, and I find it incredibly funny. And they are incredibly dark and macabre and horrific, and that is funny. The way a comedy about a bank robbery kind of treated 5 deaths and 2 deaths of seagulls. That made me uncomfortable. So that's something to bear in mind. And another thing to bear in mind, which I really did not like one bit, was the fact that all 5 gunshots were loud pyrotechnic bangs. And there was no warnings for that either. There weren't warnings for the suicide and weren't warnings for loud noises. And for someone who's got bad sensory issues and someone who's autistic, and I could possibly have PTSD too, or for anyone who has PTSD over loud noises and bangs and stuff, you know, that could really trigger someone. Fucking upset me. Like, it made me feel uncomfortable. I kind of just wanted to get it done and over with. After the first bang, I just kind of had my fingers in my ears, like, constantly thinking, when is this going to be over? Is there going to be another bang? Is it... So yeah, that kind of upset me, kind of put me into dissociation throughout Sunday evening, which was not fun. And that's kind of half why I was quite depressed yesterday, like coming home. And probably why I'm having a bit of a weird cycle at the moment. Because everything kind of just, yeah, everything just all happened really quickly this weekend. I went from being okay to feeling really ill and fatigued to feeling quite shocked and disappointed that I didn't get to see Mark on Sunday. But I found out he was filming yesterday for Dracula, so that kind of put faith back into me in the almighty Gator. So yeah, that, and then comedy about bank robbery kind of just finished it off. So I'm not highly rating comedy about bank robbery. I tried to read reviews. I read quite a few reviews. What was it, Sunday evening? And there wasn't anything on how grim it was. There was nothing on the deaths, nothing on the shooting. Nothing. Like, wow, we're not looking at this. No one sees that a 5-year-old can watch someone getting shredded a problem. How is that not a problem? That made me feel uncomfortable, and I'm 20. Like, how is Ghost Stories rated 15? 15 plus fast. Oh, comedy about bank robbery. There's a lot of swearing, a little bit of sex, and a fair amount of murder. Oh, let's put it at 5. You know, who thought of that? To quote the League of Gentlemen, what is wrong with the people around here? Like, well, it's not right with the right voice, but still, you get that. What is wrong with the people around here? What is wrong with the people? You get that. Like, who thought, yeah, let's let the 5-year-olds watch sex, you know? Yeah, just, wow. So yeah, that was my review on comedy about bank robbery and Sunday. I think that's everything now. That's all my vlogs, and I'm too tired to do anything else. I might just get back to reading Agatha Christie. I'm too tired for this. Alright, I think that's the end of vlogs. Alright, bye-bye.